Hi guys. So after many weeks I finally managed to get out into the woods to do a bit of hammock camping, and I picked a good evening for it. It's about 5 o'clock and a bit of a breeze, but as you can see there's sun coming through the woods. As you also may have noticed, I'm without a certain companion, Sky, my dog. Don't worry, she's fine, but because I'm hammock camping, I decided not to bring her. She's really a tent camper, Sky, and she's getting on a bit too. And to be honest, she's not that keen on sleeping out. She likes a big comfy sofa at home, so that's where she's going to be tonight. So it's just me on my own today, which is it's always a different feeling, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm going to go and find myself a nice spot to put the hammock up. So I've come across this little area here, which obviously has been planted a while ago, but you can still see the tree protectors, which are kind of split at the bottom. There's some ash and a few young oak, and I think this could be rather a good and interesting spot to put the hammock. There's also the finished product. Loads of bits of rope hanging everywhere, as always. What I would say, I was trying out a method that Mike at MCQ Bushcraft uses to put up his tarp. I think he ground sleeps, he doesn't use a hammock. It's brilliant, it's a really neat way. You've got the ridge line on top as opposed to underneath. I have my own variation of tying it off, but these prusik loops are neat. You can just use a stick to kind of feed the loop from the tarp onto the prusik knot, just with a stick, and that's really effective. But as I say, this is my first time I'm trying it, this method. Normally I have the ridge line underneath. But I've seen one disadvantage, for me anyway, which is my DD hammock, which has an integral mosquito net on it. When you put the rods through the mosquito net, there's a bit of elastic that you then tie to the ridge line. However, obviously the ridge line's on the outside, so you can't do that. I could run another ridge line underneath to hang things on, but to be honest I can't be bothered. It's very windy tonight. Well, it seems to be windy now, and I think it's forecast to be windy. So I don't think I'm going to need the mosquito net to protect me. I've also got some insect deterrent anyway, which I'll put on. So I've just reversed it. I've tipped the DD hammock upside down, or inside out, and so the mozzie net is on the outside underneath, and that's fine. I've tested it out and it works okay. So yeah, so as I say, this is the setup. This is my DD Dura sleeping bag, which keep me warm, and underneath I've got my thermarest. It's kind of semi-inflated thermarest, which will act as a sort of insulation from the wind coming through the bottom of the tarp. The temperature tonight is going to be about 8 degrees, so it's not exactly cold. So the idea is to protect the grass and to reduce the chance of fire, or the grass catching fire. I've decided to use these clumps to make a sort of fire break. I just need to make one more, which will be sort of that side, on the far side, and then I've got a decent bed for fire, and hopefully it'll be fairly safe then. So before I get going lighting the fire, I've just picked some hazel, cut some hazel, because I forgot my grill for my lamb chops tonight, and so I'm going to improvise, and I'm going to use the hazel, strip it down, and use a Y shape to hold the steaks. So it's going to kind of get it a bit sorted here. I'm just going to take off see what we've got really. There's quite a good Y there. I've got 2 Ys. So I think I'll go with I think I'll go with that one. This one here. So I'll take this off and strip it down. So it's going to take the bark off. So that's pretty much done. While I was doing it, I used the back of my knife, which has got a 90-degree angle on it, nice and sharp, which is really good for just taking the bark off. I can do it further down just to show you, without actually cutting into the wood, as you can see. That's why I think it's really, really handy having a 90-degree angle on the back of the knife. Not just for making sparks, but for creating tinder and doing this sort of work. Right, that just needs to be kind of finished off on the fire. So I've collected a bit of wood. I'm only going to have a fire just to cook with, really. I don't really need it to keep me warm. So I've got some dead hazel, dead standing hazel, and it's great. I've got some oak here. This is off the trees just around me here, these youngish oak, which have got quite a few lower dead branches, which are nice and dry. And I've got some honeysuckle, which is the lighter stuff, and then some coniferous, again, dead wood standing, which will get the fire going. I don't want to cook with it, but it will definitely get the fire going. The fire pit, as you can see, has got, as I say, from earlier, I've created sort of walls to try and contain it. It's pretty damp, the soil, so I'm not too worried about that. But with this wind blowing, I want to keep it pretty contained. So here are my delicious lamb steaks. Quite a lot for one person, I have to admit, but I bought enough for me and Sky, but of course Sky isn't joining me today, so sadly I'm going to have to probably try and eat the whole lot. But being outside does give you a huge appetite, I think. So what I'm going to do is get the hazel fork and put them on here. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do is to sort of go sideways on rather than skewing them straight that way. I'm going to go sideways on because I can cook them more evenly. So, I don't know if I can do this in camera. I'm going to try and just force them through like so. So that's one. I can turn it quite easily. It's quite kind of flattened, and hopefully it'll cook away nicely. I won't be able to obviously put all three on here, but I'll just do one at a time and just have to be patient. Damn, that's good. Well, it's about 10 o'clock now, and we're actually kind of nearing the summer solstice, so that's why it's still not quite dark yet, and I can hear the crows squawking away. There's a few other birds who are sort of making the evening song ready for bed. So yeah, I'm going to carry on, put a little stick on the fire and have a very peaceful rest of the evening, and yeah, and digest that delicious lamb. Anyway, I'll say good night for now, and see you in the morning. Well, good morning, folks. It's about 5:45, and I've just woken up. It was quite chilly actually last night, and colder than I thought, but it was okay. I kind of ended up putting my fleece back on again, my kind of windproof fleece, and then I was okay. And I also put the mosquito net back up, the one that I said I wasn't going to because of the ridge line, so I put a new ridge line up. It just took me 5 minutes, and I just decided it was a wise thing to do, just in case there were mozzies around. Anyway, I'll give you a view from my hammock, if I can, how to turn this round, hold on. An amazing dawn for us this morning. It's time for the morning brew. Well, it's been a lovely overnight, rather short, but still very enjoyable. Miss my old friend Sky though, and as I get back and find her still lying on the sofa. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and see you again soon. Bye for now.